So let's start off with a saw wave, and this is how it sounds. We all know how a saw wave sounds. So this video is going to be pretty raw. I'm going to be making all of the sounds as we go. It's going to be somewhat of a real life scenario in which I sit down and create my sounds, and it's not scripted or anyway. I just thought that let's try out with a raw format because this is how you guys would be creating sounds as well, and it's always good to kind of see how the process is. So let's start off with changing the unison. Let's do that. Let's do 5 voices and decrease the detune to about 5% and decrease the volume because it's gonna sound harsh. I think that's fine. Yeah, great. And do we decrease the octave? Okay, let's keep it at 0 for now. Yeah, great. Let's decrease the phase because we don't need that. We are just working with the first oscillator itself right now. So we can hear it as mono, and if we increase the phase, let's keep it at 25 because it's giving a stereo spread. All right, now let's forget about the LFO. Absolutely forget about it, and let's look at the envelope here. We have the traditional delay, attack, hold, decay, sustain, and release, and this is the volume envelope. So if we increase the attack, it's kind of swelling. So essentially by default the first envelope is the envelope generator for the volume, and we can decrease the decay, increase the sustain, rather decrease the sustain. Okay, let's decrease the attack, we don't need that bigger swell. And should we keep it here? Let's make it ring out. Too much of a release. So there we have a simple envelope that we have shaped, and this is affecting the volume of the oscillator. All right, so now it's not modulating anything. So let's tie it off with the pan. Let's experiment and make it bipolar, and let's increase the Q factor. So as you can hear, it's kind of opening, going high with the right channel and then going back to the left. So we have a basic pan modulation when we hit the key through envelope. So the graph that you define over here defines the modulation of the parameter that you tie it up with. So over here we kind of tied it up with pan, so that's why it's kind of going up as an attack is going up, and it's going to the highest peak, and then it's kind of dropping gradually with the decay and the sustain and the release. And that's why you see if the release is a little high, the pan goes very gradually. If we reduce the release, it's kind of like a blip. It's not sounding anything. There you go. So let's bring it there, and now let's detach this and let's experiment with unison. Let's do that. So what's happening here is that the moment I press the key, it kind of goes till the maximum unison, which is what, 16 voices? Yeah, 16 voices, and then it comes back to 5 voices that I defined it. So as you can see, it increases with the number of voices and then decreases back to 5 based on the envelope that we kind of define here. So this is one way to kind of modulate, and I'm just starting off very easy, just experimenting, just having fun with you guys, and it's kind of like interactive session. When I also started years back, I did this with tying it up with level, pan, pitch, unison, just to see what effects. And now we can kind of get more deep into creating sounds through envelope modulation. So before we go there, let's try it out with another aspect. Let's tie it up with the pitch, and this is how it sounds. Pretty laser. And this is how it's kind of getting defined by the ADSR, like I said. And as you can see that it goes up the pitch and then it holds at the decay value over here, because when I keep the key held on my MIDI keyboard, it kind of stays at that pitch. And then when I release it, the sustain and the release then starts acting, and then it goes down the pitch. So let's say if I think I don't know the numbers right now, but if it is going up the pitch to the maximum, it's getting held at the middle pitch somewhere, and then it goes down. Pretty crazy, pretty amazing. So this is how we kind of use the envelope generator to kind of modulate the parameters, and you can essentially modulate it with anything, the phase, the unison, the amount of detune. So let's do that also. Let's increase the values. Okay, it's getting held at there. See, so it's going up till the maximum, and then it's holding itself till I keep my fingers pressed on the keys, and then it goes down. So just notice here, right? That's how we use the envelope. Now let's go ahead and create some amazing sounding plucks. Let's do that. So we have the shape here. Let's decrease the release for now, decay as well, sustain. And now let's open up the filter and make it a 24 dB per octave reduction, and increase the drive a bit, decrease the filter. So once we tie up the envelope generator to the filter, it's gonna open up and close basis the ADSR that we define over here. So let's do that. Let's attach it to the filter, and if I keep it bipolar, it's gonna go up and down, so it's gonna go positive and negative. So let's keep it unipolar. We just want to start off from here, it's gonna open and then come back basis the ADSR that we define. So there you have it. Now let's shape up the ADSR to get more of a open, and let's keep it full. Let's increase the drive a bit. All right. So let's decrease the attack, so we have like an instance pluck. If we increase the attack, it's gonna sound like this. If you're gunning for that kind of voice, go ahead, but let's create a pluck here. It's if we decrease the decay, it's gonna be like a blip. Now you can open up the filter, so it kind of gradually comes here. If we decrease the sustain, and I'm holding the key right now, as you can see, the filter is kind of staying over here as opposed to staying here when we increase the sustain. And let's increase the release so that we have a ring to it, and slowly it kind of comes back. And there we have it. A synth pluck made of saw, and the envelope is modulating the filter. It's kind of opening and closing based on the ADSR that we defined, the shape here. And it's not the LFO. I'm actually playing the notes on my MIDI keyboard right now. And as soon as I hit the key, the envelope kind of opens, then shuts, and then goes back. Now you can do this with different kind of shapes. So let's do with the square wave. Let's increase the pitch. So let's say I don't want that much of a filter to open. Let's reduce the filter amount, the modulation amount. So it's gonna open till here and then come back here. So we have a much more of a warm plug. We can decrease it further. And this is gonna sound like an amazing delayed pops of sorts, and you can make use of the effects over here, which we're gonna come a little later on. But what we can also do is that we can engage a second oscillator. For this instance, let's put a triangle wave, and let's keep it at 0. Let's keep it at 2 voices, detune it very slightly, and also run it through the filter 1. So we have much more harmonic content as opposed to, so we have the triangle wave as well that is acting with the square wave. Amazing. We can go ahead, we have 3 envelopes in fact on Vital, and we can go ahead and tie this envelope also again to a different parameter. Let's do that. So we have 2 parameters that are getting modulated by the first envelope itself. So if we decrease, so as you can hear, we are modulating the volume. Let's remove this and let's tie it up to fine pitch. So as you can hear, it's a little detuned. The pitch is getting detuned ever so slightly. Pretty amazing. Completely detuned. But yeah, you can go ahead and do this with n number of parameters on Vital and any of the synth that is offering you to kind of tie it up with different parameters. In fact, all of the synth these days do that. Now we have 3 envelopes as well, and we can make a different shape on this envelope. Let's do that. And let's tie this to the level. So what I want is that I want the filter to kind of also open, but I want the pluck to gradually come. I don't know how it's gonna sound, but let's try. Okay, it's not affecting anything. Okay, one second. Make bipolar. Yeah, all right, great. Yeah, there you have it. There you have it. So if I have the attack very less, so it immediately jumps. As you can see, it's kind of going plus minus as soon as I hit the key. And if I increase the attack, so do you hear? As opposed to this. So there you have it. That's how you can use envelope modulation to create amazing plugs, tabs, and sounds. And you can also go ahead with this and not restrict yourself with plugs. But let's add some effects and let's hear how it sounds. So I'm gonna be putting some distortion, a soft clip. Let's put some delay. Okay. Let's make it ping pong. Let's do 1/4. Let's put some reverb. And the reason that you hear that it's a little delayed, it's kind of opening slowly, is that because we have tied the second envelope to the level of the first oscillator, but we have also increased the attack, so it's kind of opening up slowly. So let's decrease that so that you hear like a pluck, as opposed to a little slow attack, as opposed to this. So you can really go crazy with envelope modulation, and you can tie up any of the parameters. Essentially, you can do that with the drive, the mix, anything. So on Vital, you would get to see with all of the parameters that are available to tie up with the green halo over it. So you can do that with the LFO as well. So you can engage the LFO to something and then you can modulate that LFO with the envelope. So it's pretty crazy and you can really have fun with it. So there you have it, guys. That's the basics of envelope modulation, and go ahead and try it out yourself, experiment. You can create amazing sounds through that. And these are few concepts that are widely used if you want to shape up your own sounds and you are interested in sound designing. And let me know in the comments down below if this was helpful. As always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you like what I do here, want to see much more videos like this, support the channel by subscribing. It goes a long way. I can see a lot of you guys are not subscribed to my channel. Almost 70% of them are the viewers that are watching my videos are not subscribed. So if you're finding this helpful, please subscribe, please support. It's all that I want. It's always fun to kind of interact with future producers and fellow producers and learn from you guys as well. If you have some other concepts that I should also look at, it's always good to learn from each other. And as always, as you can see, I don't hold back any secrets. So go ahead and support the channel, support me, and have fun. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, cheers.